Okay, it's time for part two of this door repair. So I've just started replacing this bit here that was badly rusted out before. Yeah, so it's got a series of tacks holding it in at the moment. I'm going to fill in the holes in a minute with, well, the holes, I mean the gaps between the tacks in a minute. But yeah, it's held in place and fits pretty well. I'm hoping that I don't get too much weld back here because it's going to be really hard to grind off and it's going to impair the way the seal is fitted back into the door seal. So hopefully it doesn't burn through too much, but I'll go ahead and start welding the rest of that in. The next step is to replace a little bit that's up here, because that's, you can see, it's pretty thin through here as well. Only a little bit, probably from, I don't know, here, back, so yeah, shouldn't be too bad. And then I'm gonna try and sandblast that rust that's in there, if you can see that. And there's a little bit down here as well. And then I've got some rust converter stuff that I bought tonight, which sort of just turns it to purpley, blacky, oxidey colour. And then I'm just going to prime over it. And then once I've got the patch welded in, I'm ready to paint. And once I've painted the door, I'm going to coat the inside with fish oil. The reason why I'm not going to do it before is in case the fish oil seeps through onto the painted surface, or the surface I'm going to be painting, and might bubble the paint. So yeah, anyway. So that's the inside part of this done. I've primed it with enamel, just rattle can, but it doesn't really matter because I won't be getting any acrylic on the inside there anyway. So, alrighty, all welded in, all done. Didn't turn out too bad. It's probably not the neatest of welds, but certainly better than a lot of other ones I've seen. So yeah, it fits pretty well. Quite happy with it, really. The only thing is this flange that goes on the other side. I got to see how it's pretty thick in this part here, but then down here the original stuff is not as wide compared to up there. So it might be a bit tricky getting the seal in that, the door seal, so I might just see if I can grind a bit of that away somehow. Yeah, other than that, it turned out well. So there you go. So this is where we are at now. I've got the patch welded in. I put some metal mends on the seam on the inside where I welded it, which is sort of like a body filler type material, which is really strong and for structural support, so I thought that might be good. Now I started looking at the rust at the top now, so that's the top part there, not very nice. I'll do a big patch like that, and this is the other spot up here in the corner. So I thought it was weird, I don't know if you can see that they've brazed, it's all brass through there, they've brazed the pillars onto the bottom half of the door, which is really weird. But anyway, I've got to replace that bit of rust that comes down along there as well. And this is the part that I cut out, so I sandblasted behind it as much as I could, but it's surprising what you miss with a sandblaster. So that's that. But luckily the parts car, which I'll show you in a minute, is all good. And so this is the parts car that came with the car. I bought them both as a package. Now this is the same door that I'm working on. You see, there's no rust up in this corner, on the outside anyway, so hopefully it's good on the inside. So I'll be able to rob from this one. And the other rust, which is about around here somewhere, that seems to be all good as well. There's a bit there, but I don't have rust there, which is good on mine. So, that's that. But if you're going to say don't cut up a good door, it's not a good door. You can see all of that under there. It's just non-existent. It exists, just in powder form, all there. So yeah. But this car, apparently, had the engine completely rebuilt. And although it doesn't look it, apparently it runs really, really sweet. The only thing is the starter motor's shit itself in this one, so can't start it up. But yeah, so that's the parts car. I've been robbing little bits and pieces. It's always handy to have a parts car, even just if you need a certain nut or a bolt or anything like that. So you've got 2300 rims on the back, and you've got a coupe wheel on the front. So yeah, I'll be able to sell a few parts from it too, which will help repay what I've spent on the good one. Alrighty, so I've got the door from the wreck, taken what I needed for one patch so far, so that's the big patch out of there. I've probably hacked it up a fair bit, but don't worry, the door is absolutely stuffed. Allow me to demonstrate. If you can see that, which you can't because the camera's being gay. Hang on. That is all missing. So, safe to say the door's stuffed. So, I've taken that equivalent patch out of this door here. I've welded in this part here. It looks pretty shit, but no one's going to see it apart from you guys. So I've just put some rust converter on there. There's a bit of a spot down there, and there's a few little holes just here, which you can't see. So I've treated both sides of those. You can see it on the inside. Yeah, you can see the light coming through, 2 little holes there. Anyway, I've treated both sides. I'm going to leave the rust converter on for half an hour. Once that's done, I will put what's called metal mend over the areas that are welded on both sides, and also the holes here, and yeah, just a bit down here as well, just to give it strength and to protect it from rusting again. And then once that is done, I can go ahead and weld this patch. This is the part that took out of the spare door over there, which will fit in something like that. Now originally I was just going to go do a patch from here down to here. I'll leave the strip along there still, but I thought if I go straight down to the opening for the door handle, that's a lot less welding I've got to do, and a lot less heat I've got to put in the panel, and I won't have a weld seam going along there that I've got to try and make look decent, so that's good. And also got rid of the dent that I had here, or that someone else had put there. You can see in the patch I took taken out. They just filled it in with body filler, so I got rid of that. So that's where that's at the moment. Right, so that's all rust converted and primed, ready to go. So I might as well start welding it in. Okay, so that's all welded in, done. I've put metal mend over these seams again, as I have everything else. Just to protect any rust that might be inside the seams and spots that I missed. It turned out really well. And I haven't got hardly any distortion in there. It just fits perfectly. I mean, alrighty, time for another installment of this rust repair in the Fiat 130 door. Since I've seen it last, I have cut out the rust from this section here and welded in a new patch. When I say new, I mean a patch taken from my parts car door, which you can see there, that big hole that's missing. Now that that's welded in, I've taken the paint off of the top section here, and the bottom section, which I will show you now. I made a nice discovery though. I found a whole bunch of bog, or body filler, Bondo, whatever you want to call it, here and here. Now from what I can see, it looks like when this lip here, it sort of came down, like if it comes over the lip, it drops down and creates a bit of a trough that goes through here. Don't know why it's there, but now I'm sort of stuck at the point where I'd like to just go straight over the top of the body filler that's there, because I don't really feel like putting more on. But I don't know what the surface is like underneath the body filler. It could be rust, it could be paint, because there is a bit of paint there. If you can see it, there you go. Yeah, it's been put over paint, so I'm just a little bit unsure as to what to do there. So I'll probably do it the hard way and take off all the paint, all the body filler, and start afresh. So at least I know what's under there, and I'll be happy and satisfied. So that's probably the next step. Yeah. Alright, I started putting primer on the door. I wish. Anyway. I have taken all of the old bog off, because I figured some of it looked like it was original bog that was put on when the car was made, because you had your original factory primer, and then your body filler, and then the grey paint, and then more primer, and then a lot of grey paint. But I figured if that's been on there, this car's made in 75, so that's another 26 years or something like that. I don't know, can't do maths. But, yeah, you get the point. It's old. Didn't like it being there, so I got rid of it. So, what I've found now, there's a fair low, you probably can't see on the camera, but this edge here really does drop off quite dramatically, and there's a big channel that goes right through here. And it's not too bad down the bottom, so I don't know why they had it. I mean, it does need a little bit, but nowhere near as bad as the top. And why that is there, I just have no idea. It really doesn't make sense to me. So I might try and knock a bit of it out before I apply my own body filler. I don't really want to use body filler, but it's the only option I got. I'm not a panel beater, unfortunately, so this is the best I can do. But I'll try and knock a bit of it out and see what I can do.